Everyone knew China was doing well because 4 decades of growth, at double-digit growth, was going to make China a very different kind of power. But few had expected it to close the gap with the number one power, the United States, in such a short period of time. Today, the US GDP is around $21 trillion, and China is at 15, and every expectation is that China is going to get there much more faster than anyone had anticipated. And in a sense, the pandemic, with China, it is a place of origin, managed to crush it quickly, decisively. You could argue with the means, but it has done that. While the rest of the world, largely most of the other powers, are struggling to deal with that challenge and continue to struggle to deal with the challenge. And that sets the Chinese economy, I think, in a footing at this point. It looks like it is going to do a lot better than the others in the near future. On the military front, is really today the U.S. military spending still one of the highest. It is the highest in the world, around close to $780 billion. But China has caught up because of its high GDP. It's now close to $250 billion. So it's 1/3 of the US defense expenditure. But what matters is not the total amount that is being spent. What impact does it have on the Indo-Pacific, or more especially on the Western Pacific? That the relative balance between China and the US is dramatically changing and changing by the day. And this has consequences. That is, for nearly 70 odd years since the end of the Second World War, American military dominated the front yard of China in the Pacific. Today, the Chinese military power, its extraordinary modernization of its military forces, is putting great pressure on the American forward military presence and on the US alliances. So the sustainability of, can America sustain its military presence so close to China's front yard as Chinese capability increases to push them outward? And I think if you think of the next few years, it is this tension between these two powers, which is now, it's no longer just question of military. It is political, because China claims today an ideological superiority, that it is success in handling the pandemic, its superiority as an ideological system, its ability to undermine the US economy, and its ability to offer alternative pathways. So on the economic side, on the ideological side, and on the institutional side, China seems to present a challenge which Russia never really presented to the United States.